Hello Bloodstains, and welcome to this Neophyte game, Piper at the Gates of Dawn versus the Forgotten Fridge Raiders. A Nurgle versus Undead matchup. We have it on good authority that this was an entertaining match. So as soon as the loading screen is done, we will get right into it. So we're at the Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Let's have a look at their team presentation. He's got a skeleton. That's interesting. Only 2 ghouls, and that looks like a ram tut. And there we are. We'll of course try to see if we can work out what other inducements that he took. And the Forgotten Fridge Raiders. Much more developed team. I'm expecting to see a full lineup of Nurgle here, or 4 warriors, or 4 pests, and of course the beast. Although of course, as this is being done from the replay, we didn't go and look at the teams beforehand. We'll figure out a way of doing that in the future. So Nurgle are going to receive the ball. They'll bring up the skills that they've earned. And we can take a look. So Nurgle has those 2 plus strength Chaos Warriors. I think they're going to give the Undead a bit of a run for their money there. Standard wrestle on a pest. Block a mighty blow. And of course, looking at the Undead, he's got that plus strength white, which I think is obviously going to help mitigate the 2 plus strength Nurgle warriors. So we're seeing a lot of very standard setups here. And there's the kickoff. A riot. Lose a turn. So we're going to start obviously now on turn 2. Ball's not in a too bad position. Nice opening there from Nurgle. Take down the zombie. Don't expect that the Pipers are really going to apoc that. Fails his regen. There's a player not long for this world. So we see the Fridge Raiders trying to smash their way through that line. And there goes another one. Zombie off the pitch. Quite a strong opening for the Fridge Raiders there. Possibly trying to open up the corridor down that side of the pitch. Moving that beast. Of course, with the beasts of Nurgle, you want to get them into a position where their tentacles are going to do the most good, and you just want to leave them there. You don't want to block with them and risk those really stupid dice. Tentacles is a very strong ability. Of course, you can't use it if you've got no tackle zones because you failed your really stupid roll. Oh, we've got Ram Tut going for the blitz. Targeting that strength 5 warrior. Oh, and it's a stun. Still, that's a turn that he can't use it. And break tackle coming into play there. going for a hit with the ghoul. Of course, the ghoul's leveled up and has blocks, so not too risky on a 2 dice there. I think Piper wants to be careful. It is possible for Nurgle to change its direction of attack. They're not too committed just down that one side yet. He wants to leave things that can respond in case he decides to come down the other side instead. Just like that. Looks like he might be prepping up for an attack down that right-hand side. If he can get some of those other players quite marked, the only real speed threat in the Undead team is mostly the ghouls. But Nurgle's not actually a whole lot better either. Their rotters don't move much faster than the zombies. Oh, going for the 2 dice uphill. Sometimes you've got to do that. That gets him into maybe a bit of a better position to break away there. Or blocking with the beast. Pays off this time. There goes a mummy off the pitch. And it failed its regen. It's a badly hurt though. That's no long-term consequence for Piper. Assuming, of course, that this team gets brought back at a later date. Oh, very risky block there on the ball carrier. That comes off. Down he goes from the star player. Off the pitch he goes. Good use of break tackle there. That's a 3+. That was definitely a risk worth taking. But I imagine that was quite an unexpected play for Nurgle. They probably didn't see that one coming. Now it's all a question of can the Undead capitalise on that loose ball. Trying to free up that Pestigore. Not much of a passing game on Nurgle, but it is possible. There's no harm in having someone down in that backfield as a bit of a safety. Up comes the beast. He didn't really have a choice but to move, and he wasn't doing much good where he was. Fails the dodge roll. And fails the re-roll. Of course, we can all see the irony in that. Remembering, of course, Ram Tut does have break tackle. That has opened up. Yes, that's exactly it. Grab that ball and just run that up the field. Potentially could have risked another go for it there. I don't think that's the end of the world. Let's have a look. Gets a stun. He can't reach. Movement 4. 2, 3, 4. Can blitz on a go for it there, but would have to dodge away, or obviously he's pretty well marked. Moving the white up to give some extra ball protection to some extra protection to that ball carrier. Nurgle's really going to have to concentrate on getting some pressure put on that ball carrier. So yeah, with tentacles, of course, if he can get Beast doesn't really stupid and he can move it at least next to that ball carrier, he makes it very difficult to just dodge away and get that touchdown. And he doesn't really stupid. So far, getting away quite lucky on those really stupid rolls. But he is babysitting it quite well. Oh, they'll go for it. Uses the reroll. Fails the reroll again. Reroll's not doing the Nurgle any favours this match. He has one left. At this point, probably thinking, yeah, for all the good it's going to do me. Get those safety moves in first. Foul appearance coming in there. Being wise, trying to conserve his rerolls. Oh, goes for the handoff. Potentially forgot about the disturbing presence. Looks he's in 2 disturbing presence there. It's easy to do. Nurgle looking to make a bit of a comeback. Oh, and now we get the really stupid, fails the reroll. Going back to, you have to be careful trying to maneuver anything or hit with anything with really stupid. Could be the same for most Negatrates. Of course, he did have a babysitter there. Big guys being notoriously unreliable. Using that break tackle to pretty good effect again. And now he risks that little reroll. But of course, as a star player, Loner came into play. Oh. Always risky doing those go for it's when you haven't got a reroll available. You do think, well, it's a 2+. It's probably worth it, and then of course it all goes wrong. Quite a tense first half. The Fridge Raiders have managed to secure that ball quite well. But if nothing else, the Pipers have made it much, much harder to get a touchdown in on the Fridge Raiders' drive. Get some sidestep onto that ball. Let's see where it bounces. Oh, and Ramtut picks up the ball. He's a little bit surrounded and down he goes. But it's away from that beast with his tentacles. That's where it gets, or not the best position to bounce in for Piper, but a perfect position for the Fridge Raiders there. The Fridge Raiders can make a comeback. They could potentially score. Gets that blitz in on Ramtut. Doesn't opt for the follow-up, probably very wise. Trying to smack those plays down. Goes for the ball on a wrestle. takes out some of those marking zombies. Getting the blitz in. Get Ramtut out the way. Secures the ball. Going for a bit of a risky pass there, but that gets the ball right deep into the Piper's half and produces a bit of a turnaround. Not much in the way for the Fridge Raiders to try to capitalise on that. Let's see what the Pipers are going to do now. Gets that beast down. Gets him for a stun. Picks up the ball with the Skelly, goes for his own pass. Oh, and there on the last turn, a little bit of a desperation play, but as we all know, you don't go for it, it's definitely not going to happen. Very tense first half. That could have gone either way. That blitz on the ball carrier in the early turns of Ramtut gives the Pipers some real breathing room now. Of course, now they get to receive the ball. They could play that nice and safe and maybe go for the 1-0 win. We haven't looked at what inducements that he's taken there. It looks like he's taken a Necromancer. Of course, me talking about either of these teams using their Apothecary is me forgetting that I don't think either team can take an Apothecary. Maybe Nurgle, I would have to check that. Can't see the wizard icon, but we've had that before and they have had a wizard. No bribes. And of course I don't think they've taken anything, but they do have the +1 fame. And the casualties at half time. The Pipers are down a mummy. They have Ramtut to make up for that. Probably not ideal. And of course the zombie, probably destined to be thrown on the scrap heap after this game. Kick off with the kick skill, and the Fridge Raiders get a blitz. And quite a good position of the ball there. That's certainly going to change up this second half. Yes, he's managed to get a blitz in. That's not too disastrous for the Pipers. But now, of course, he wants to try. He's had to push that warrior. He's pushed it next to the ball. Yes, he can potentially. Oh, he's used the reroll. He definitely wants that Pestigore either going down or being moved. He could try to recover that ball with the ghoul, but that would leave him a little bit out in the open. He may just want to try to get some tackle zones on there. Is he going to go for the pickup? He goes for the pickup. He fails the pickup. Of course, he's already used his reroll. They're all failing their pickups. Not too disastrous. Of course, Disturbing Presence seems to work when you're attempting to catch a bouncing ball. It is a catch roll as opposed to a pickup roll. Again onto the ball, and this time it probably not exactly what the Fridge Raiders wanted. And he really stupid and attempts to re-roll again on the beast. The beast isn't in an optimal position there. I can see wanting to try to move him, but you don't want to be moving him around too much or hitting too much. As has been said, he's got the tentacles. Oh, we got the blitz on the ball carrier. He goes down. He's not looking like he's going to be able to get round and secure the ball in terms of picking it up, but he's got some tackle zones there. Ram Tut trying to earn his sorry, that wasn't Ram Tut. And another failed dodge. He goes for the reroll. And down the warrior goes for another stun. And a failed dodge on the ghoul. The dice not really being very kind to either player at this stage. But I'd say the dice have been reasonably unkind to both players this match. Pushing that ball out again, trying to get it to bounce into a reasonable position, and of course a Piper zombie manages to catch it. Goes for the re-roll. Setting him up for a surf. He had to try to do something with that beast in order to remove that really stupid. That beast is well marked. He's going to find it very difficult to put that into a position where he can bring his tentacles to the fore. Oh, we have the pest blitzed off. Surfed off. Move that rotter out the way. Not a lot of room for that zombie to maneuver. The pipe is... and we have a KO. Going some way to even up the numbers of both sides. Piper now just down the one player. Needs to move that zombie. A little bit open, but better than being at the side of the pitch. And a stunned pest. removing one of the threats to the ball carrier at least for a turn. Babysitting that beast. Another really stupid roll. I can see making that. He needs to get that zombie off him. Blitz on the ball carrier, a little bit of risky dodging, but it all pays off. Down he goes, down the ghoul goes. No, sorry, it's a zombie. Leaving that ball in a prime position there. Takes out that rotter. If he can get the ball, he has a couple of options. He could use this ghoul and try and cage him up a little bit, or he could attempt to hand off to this ghoul, and this ghoul could try and come up this way and run the ball right up here. Oh, looks like he might be going for a cage. Staying a little bit in the back. Oh, no. Goes for a little bit of the caging options there. I would have been inclined to try and move the ball up this right hand side as far as possible, but that would have been no guarantee. Probably wise to use the hit with something else. Get that beast into position, make it hard for that ghoul to just dodge away. Ooh, another failed dodge. Of course, that's not what he wanted to see. Piper needs to be thinking about moving that ball up the field. He needs to move it up at a steady pace. He has 4 turns to get to the end zone. Uses that reroll to avoid the both down, but does still manage to potentially open up a path. Yes, he's opened up a path, and that's it. Run that ghoul up there. Needs to knock down what he can and try to get some, make sure that everything's marked. Down goes the pest. Okay, here comes another stun. I'd say he's opted for a similar play to what I was thinking. He's just delayed that for a turn. And that's obviously worked out quite well for him. That beast could move onto the ball carrier, but he would really needs to move something up there to try and babysit him to reduce the really stupid. Or he makes the really stupid anyway. And he makes the go for it. Always the way. Loads of failing the really stupid when he's babysat. The one time he moves it without a babysitter and he rolls a 5. Getting some marks up. He may be thinking of trying to utilise Rammed Hut's break tackle one more time. Although he would have to make 2 go for it. And with Rammed Hut's agility of 1, he's never going to make that second go for it. Oh, he goes for the dodge roll. Breaks free of the tentacles. And a nice touchdown, putting the Pipers ahead 1-0 in the game. Pipers must be really pleased with that play, taking it from not a completely dire situation, but certainly not the best situation, and managing to turn that into a touchdown. That was nicely done by the Pipers. No attempting to stall. That was probably the right call. He may have got an extra turn out of it, but Fridge Raiders having 3 turns to score, that's within the boundaries of possibility. They're not the fastest team. Having a look at that team, he does, yes, he looked like he had the 3 pests still on the pitch. Changing weather, but staying the same, so an extra bounce on the ball. Yes, he has all 4 pestigores. He could, with Nuffle's blessing, he could definitely score and turn this into a tie within those 3 turns. Not able to break through as effectively as in the first half. Trying to get those ghouls down. Of course, in a multi-AV team like Undead, it can be a bit of a strategy to go for those low AV players first and try to get them off the pitch. Definitely moving into a position to try and get a touchdown in the next couple of turns. Goes for the pickup, gets the pickup, runs him down the field. Not attempting any flash plays. Wise move there. Piper's now just needing to not allow Fridge Raiders to break through. Takes down that one threatening pest. KOs him off the pitch. Reducing the Fridge Raiders' options there. 2 turns to score. And moving up to threaten that ball carrier. Although that ghoul, I would say, is a little bit vulnerable at that point. He's not going to be able to move much else up there to protect him. At AV7, he does risk an injury. He uses, again, makes some good use of that break tackle. And brings down the other pest. KOs a rotter. Fridge Raiders' chance of a return touchdown now greatly reduced. Greatly reduced. It's looking like the Pipers have this game in the bag. Quite a strong underdog victory there, if they manage to pull it off. Injured zombie with a niggle. Let's see if that regen is going to kick in for him. It doesn't. I guess that's another one for the firing squad. Zombies are cheap. You get them when you kill players. No real skill ups on that one. Oh, and another injured mummy. But to no real long-term effect. Still not sure that the Fridge Raiders have enough distance on the pitch there to be able to score. Although I think scoring in one more turn is still very feasible. Well, he gets to run that pest down. Yes, he's created a hole. He's busted down through the centre there. And another injury. Fridge Raiders getting quite a few late game injuries in. Not probably going to help him too much in this game, but those star player points will come in useful. Of course, this time somebody finally regens. Not looking like so much of a sure thing for Piper at the moment. But this is going to require some dice rolls, and he hasn't got any re-rolls. Yeah, just... Oh, a fail, go for it. Ball carrier there, a little bit out in the open. Piper's best bet is probably to just try and put him on the floor. Pentagore Jr. And that's looks like exactly what he's going to do. Down he goes. Not much in the way of fouling going on in this game. I guess there's not much opportunity to do it. No bribes, a very small benches or no bench at all. And another injury there for the Fridge Raiders, racking up those star player points. Let's see, does Interstellar Overdrive make his regen roll? He does not. Get a smack in with that Pestigore. Goes for the vanity pass. Oh. Not even a turn 16 foul. Wow. It was quite a tight, close game. Not looking too badly there on the most MVPs. Probably not great to get it on a skeleton. But that puts him up a little bit closer. The skeletons move a bit faster than the zombies. If that one levels up, you might want to consider giving it Dirty Player. And of course, an MVP on a pest with absolutely no star player points, that's probably a more than acceptable result there for the Fridge Raiders. So yes, overall a very good and close game the whole way through. Quite convincing underdog victory there for the Pipers. So until next time, this has been Bloodstains. I hope you enjoyed the match. Well done to Pipers. However, forgotten Fridge Raiders will still make it through to the semi-finals. So they're still on the path at a real chance of winning the Neophyte League. Until next time, thanks for listening.